Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
With Joker, obviously you're playing this quite villainous character, and often actors say that there's always something that they kind of latch onto to find empathy within a character. So for you with Joker, what was the kind of key for finding that with him?
Well, when I read through the script, in a couple of scenes I recognized the traits of PTSD, which is the fight or flight or freeze, is sometimes the forgotten third part of it. And so the one part of the story that I believed was that he experienced childhood trauma. And so going into that research and seeing the effect that it has on somebody and how they perceive the world, basically he's in this highly reactive state in which he perceives and looks for threat everywhere. Yeah, he's a villain. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't like about him. And I couldn't make a movie like that. I wouldn't know what to do. I had to find, I had to find something. And while his motivations aren't always clear, I think once I kind of unlocked that portion of it, a lot of it made sense to me.
It's interesting that you mentioned PTSD because that's something quite a few of your characters in the past have had. Like you were never really
you never heard. That's where I really learned. That's where I learned about it and studied it, and that's why I recognized those traits when I read the script. I was like, oh, that's PTSD.
Yeah, it's something that people haven't really spoken about. I guess is that like your character Arthur is so childlike in this as well. He's obviously he kind of goes almost from being a child to finishing a man in some ways. Did you see that at all in him?
There's definitely arrested development. I mean, there's a scene on the subway where this woman is being harassed by these three drunk men, and not only does Arthur not intervene, he doesn't intervene because he doesn't really understand the dynamic at play. In fact, he's looking at the guys wondering, is that how you talk to women? And so he's so isolated and has never had that experience. And so, yeah, when I read that, I said, this is like a child.
Yeah. One of the things, for this film, you lost weight, you filled in a journal, you kind of developed this laugh. Was there anything that surprised you in that development? Anything that you kind of started doing that you were like, oh, this is very in this character, but I'm not sure I would have thought I was going to go there?
A lot of it, honestly. Really, I would say that the character, so much of it, I discovered some of it while we were filming. Weeks into filming, I had kind of playing that part of him made me think about Arthur differently. So we went back the following Monday to shoot Arthur. I talked to Todd and I had just kind of thought that I had been approaching it in the wrong way, and we started talking about other possibilities. So for me, like what it wants to be, and so when you're sitting alone in your house in a vacuum making, reading through the script and coming up with ideas, there's only so much that you can do, but when you get on set, you start feeling the room and seeing the production design, and you're in wardrobe, you meet the other actors, you start being affected by that, hopefully, and it influences the work.
It's interesting that you say you only kind of became Joker after so long, because obviously in the film you kind of finish as Joker. Do you feel like there's a lot more to explore within the character, or are you quite happy leaving that as it is?
I mean, honestly, I would still be shooting if I could.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of endless, the possibilities. So, yeah, Todd and I easily could still be shooting. Yeah.
And there's something Todd said is that he sometimes thinks that sometimes you would perhaps rather the film was called Arthur than Joker. How do you feel about that?
Did he say that?
He did say that.
That's because he's fucking with you.
Okay.